Yep, I will. Welcome everybody to Original Rebels Racing League. I'm here with the Xfinity Extreme Xfinity Series, presented to you by Goat Locker Racing. I'm Joe Wright. Tonight I'm joined by my brother David Wright, and we got a barn burner for you here. Bristol Dirt. It's going to be a wild one. Stick with us. We're having some technical difficulties on our side, but we'll be right with you. All right, finally we were set to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. 100 laps these guys are going to do in the dirt. And as you can see from the UI, Cody McIlwain is your pole sitter. Daniel Cunningham on the outside of him. And we're about to get rolling here as the lights on the pace truck are off. He'll dip left and we'll be going racing. Dave, man, some technical difficulties getting this thing started tonight, but we're rolling and rocking, and we're about to go racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. They'll go one more time around, and you can see the dirt buildup on some of the cars already. I don't know if that's his paint job or not, but it looks like it is. But, man, this will be a wild one. I think we might have a couple crashes, Dave.
Yeah, Joe, where else would you want to be on a Friday night in mid-October than Bristol dirt? In these Xfinity cars, it should get real wild here. We got a very nice field, 20 cars plus, so it should be really, really fun.
Absolutely. And I want to just give a quick shout out to Goat Locker Racing, as they are the headline sponsor for this series. And they're also, you can catch them tomorrow night, I believe. Broadcast will talk more about them. We're about to go green flag racing. And Cody McIlwain on the inside line, he's going to get a decent jump. We see a lot of sideways cars. And hey, Dave, did you know that dirt racing equals sideways racing, which also equals wall racing?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of rubbing going on in this, and we'll see how these guys handle it, how much practice has been done here over the week. That we'll see, because that'll surely filter to the front of the field, I think.
Yeah. 2 and 3 wide already at the back. And as you see, the 54 right in the rim on that outside line. He's trying to get a good run off the corner there. As we watch the 06 of Cody McIlwain lead the field here, as the 23 now of Ryan Pendleton really closing that gap up, Dave.
It looks like the 23 really trying to match McIlwain's line and follow right along with him, and that seems to be the fastest line so far. So.
Oh, the leader a little bit loose out of the turn as they head down the straightaway. That's going to submit the lead there to the 23 now of Ryan Pendleton. And you see Daniel Cunningham really close that gap on the 23 as the 23 was checking up for those guys behind him. Oh, the 87 of Eddie Smith super loose down the straightaway. Now we got a battle for third.
Yeah, and a couple of those guys you see coming onto the straightaway, slapping the wall sideways. Guys are all over the place. This looks like really, really fun to drive out there, Joe.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do. See Zach Wetstein creeping up into the top 5 now, as he started there in the 5th spot, but he's holding down. And the 3 cars behind him, 6th, 7th, 8th, Michael Koscheck, Jonah Colbert, and Chuck Pegleg Feltz in that 75 machine.
We got a Pegleg?
Yep, Pegleg right there. There he is in that gold machine. Back to the front, Ryan Pendleton still leading the field here after 6 laps of green flag action from Bristol Dirt in the Extreme Xfinity Series, presented to you by Goat Locker. And Goat Locker been on board since season 2 here with the original Rebels. And that is not the Sin City 125. That's my fault on that. That was last week. And the 23 still leading the field here, though. Ryan Pendleton out to a decent-sized gap now, almost over a second, almost a second and a half now, Dave.
Yeah, and then another second back to Eddie Smith and McIlwain as well. So outside of the top 2, they kind of separated themselves a little bit here.
And Cody McIlwain getting the business now from Zach Wetstein. Zach's closed that gap. And he's all over the back end of the 06. Big shout out to Jamie and Pat, also with Goat Locker, veterans in their own right. Dave, did you know that? These guys are awesome people, and they do a lot of stuff for vets now too.
That's excellent to hear, and really a great cause, obviously.
I don't know about Navy and Air Force, but you know, they still have my respect. Pendleton still leading this thing. 11 laps of green flag action. Lots of smashing of walls. I'm listening. You're going to hear cars hitting walls all over the track. Zach Wetstein now getting by that 27. 27 a lap down, Dave. And
yeah, Jacob's struggling a little bit. He hit the wall a couple of different times there. But he won't be the first or the last car to, or he will be the first, but he won't be the last car to go a lap down. That's for sure tonight.
See the closest cars on track right here, Jonah Colbert and Michael Koscheck. Jonah in that 31 machine just in front of the 04 there. As he starts actually...
15 haulers.
Love that car. And he closed the gap here now to Colton at Lanford as well. In 25. Colton having a tough time getting off the corner into the inside wall. He's going to keep it straight though. No caution still. Ryan Pendleton has checked out, Dave, right? 2 seconds now over the rest of the field.
And Joe, do you know if they're using both pit stalls tonight, the front and the back stretch, or is the field enough to fit on one side? Because that can come into play when green flag pit stops come around as well.
I'm thinking they're going to have to use both of them, Dave, based on the field of 23. We'll see. I am not quite sure about that and how they had that set up. Because you can choose to double up on pit stalls here in iRacing as well. At 23, ooh, the 6 in front of the leader gets into the wall. He's stuck on the wall. Davey's on his roof.
Yeah, that's definitely going to bring out the yellow.
And the caution is out for the first caution of the night. That 6 machine of Tyler Rice. Still wrecking.
The 9, the 06, and the 87 all had a very, very good battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th going before that.
And you'll see the
caution
leader coming into the picture here just behind the 6. He's following the 99 there, Brandon White. I think that's Brandon White anyway. 6 gets into the wall, rides up the wall, says, hey, wall, I like to hang out up here. Doing his best RC Pro-Am impression as he rolls back down the track in front of traffic, and that's who's... Oh, what number was that?
81, I believe. 31, maybe? No.
Looks like the 88 machine. And that's going to be...
Charles Stevens?
Charles Stevens Jr., yep, Chuck Stevens. Getting into that one. And we see him there right behind the 6 now. With some issues.
Tough luck for Chuckles there. And really tough luck for Ryan Pendleton, too. As we said, he had checked out a bit. We'll see how the restarts suit him here and what line he chooses. I'd imagine Bristol, you're going to try to start up top, but we'll see.
So after this Bristol race, the Goat Locker is going to have the ARCA that come on right afterwards. So go check those guys out. And that's Goat Locker Racing. They do their own live broadcasting as well. And they are the primary sponsor here for the Extreme Xfinity Series. But it's been all Ryan Pendleton after the first couple of laps there. Daniel Cunningham trying to catch him riding the high line, maybe conserving a little bit there. Zach Wetstein holding down that 5th spot still. Eddie Smith up to 3rd. And Cody McGowan, your pole sitter right there in the 06 machine, slid back to 4th. And it was Brandon Wallace in the 99, not Brandon White.
Different league, man.
Yeah, I know. Too many leagues, brother.
Anybody, we have what, 1 pit stop, 1 guy on pit road, not involved in that accident?
That's right. And the lights on the pace truck are still on, so the 23 will have to wait another lap before he can take a green flag racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Looks like he's taking the low line, Joe.
He Sure is, and that's a smart move by the 23. The low line is the place to be.
Daniel stays with him here at the start and gets a good jump. He can put him into some precarious situations going into one there. He can be even with him, so it'll be interesting here to see how the restart goes.
And the green flag is out. The 87,
Yeah.
Everybody's sideways down the front stretch here as they go into turn 1. But that 23 of Ryan Pendleton still holding his own. Double wide behind him, though. That 87 machine to the inside now. Everybody else kind of riding that rim on the outside line, Dave.
Yeah, it looks like the tire wear started to push the dominant line to up top. You can see it from the leader on back. Even the 87 Eddie Smith's machine dropping like a rock on that inside. So you'll see if he gets clear here, he's going to jump up to the top and drop right in line. All the way back, Joe. They're pretty much all on the top rim.
Ooh, peg leg is in the wall. He's riding the rim on the wall. A lot of guys scatter. One down pit road. He's into the pit wall, Dave. I didn't see what number that was, so I can't really look at it. But man, that was a tough break for him. He went sliding down off of turn 4, right down into the pit wall. Let's see if he's still there, if he's able to get clear. He looks like he's there on pit road. I think that's the...
Ryan out to a second.
That was Griffith, Dave. That was William Griffith. One of the admins here for this league, getting into the pit wall there. He's about to go a couple laps down now as Pendleton rips down the front stretch looking for him. And now you can really start to see that dirt wear in. You got two grooves of racing. You got the high one. You got the cushion on the high side there. That's where everybody's putting their right rear tires on that cushion. It's kind of holding them in line, keeping them off the wall, and they're riding that rim real well. And you see Pendleton now starting to diamond it off a little bit, get a run down the straightaway. And I do that in the Cup cars, Dave, here on pavement. Try to get a little diamond off in Bristol.
Yeah, looks like it's definitely starting to be the line that he's using. See if the field behind him takes suit as well, as like I was saying before, he's opening up to about a second and a half now. So
I love these static cameras. They're pretty cool.
yeah, it's a really good shot.
A really good race here, Dave, actually, for the 10th spot. 4 cars racing hard for it. As we see Jamie Mullins really putting that pressure on. He's up 9 positions since the start of the race, and he's now looking underneath the 07 machine of Colton Lanford. I'm sorry, of Patrick Grabick. Nothing happening there, though. Back to the front, you see Ryan Pendleton going around William Griffith there in that 12 machine. As he's really struggling. He got into that pit wall early in this run. Daniel Cunningham still slinging it on that high line. We'll see if that high line pays off for him here as this run goes on. We're up to 33 laps down already, Dave.
Yeah, and it looks like Daniel's starting to cut into Ryan's lead a bit. He was out to a second and a half. It's almost down to a second now. So see how much tire wear begins to be a factor here, as we are going to be approaching some green flag pit stops if we stay green here shortly.
And Cunningham really having to work around Griffith. I don't know that he's going to be able to make it happen without riding that high line. Oh,
We
Griffith
just had
into the
leader.
wall.
Both of them got into the wall. The leader was into the wall ahead of him too there, Joe.
And we'll watch this action here for second spot as Cody McIlwain, your pole sitter, now really putting the pressure on the 54. And Zach Wetstein just hunting right behind him. Griffith into the wall again, right beside them. Zach drives it down off the corner. He's going to clear William Griffith.
Pendleton has hit the wall a couple of different times. I want to say 3 laps in a row here, Joe.
And then we see another, I think that's Logan Sturgeon there, RC Pro-Amming it along the wall. And the lap car is really starting to take effect on this race, Dave, a little bit, as they get in the way of the people like the leaders who they want to run that high line as well. They want to keep up the speed. And that's the preferred line right now, making these leaders go around them on the low side. But Ryan Pendleton is hooked up tonight. Davies back out to a second, 1.75 actually. 37 laps down.
Joe, can we go inside the that 31 machine, that Hooten Haulers? He is working the wheel. I'm watching on this replay. Let's get inside a cockpit here and see these guys work the wheel.
It's no simple task, man. Look at them go.
These guys are going to have dead arms.
These boys are putting on a show here in the dirt. I'll tell you what, one caution, I would have expected a lot more than that tonight. Jonah really just keeping that gap pretty consistent here with the guys in front of him. Let's see how smooth Ryan Pendleton is out there in the front, as he's actually running into 2 lap cars. Oh, he's in the wall, Dave. Didn't seem to hurt him too much.
I don't know that there's a car on the track that hasn't tail whipped the wall once.
Now we're on board with Daniel Cunningham as he chases down the leader.
And you see that lap traffic that we talked about right there. He's getting caught up trying to work around the 99 right now, and another one right in front of him between him and the leader. So a maze for Mr. Cunningham to work through. Joe, as we approach midway here, how many sets of tires do these guys have tonight?
I don't know, but there's a wreck right here in front of the leader. Uh-oh, what happened with Sturgeon? And now Pendleton's going to be under fire from Cunningham as Cunningham gets through there easily. See if we can go look at that real quick, Dave, and just see what happened with Sturgeon there with the leader. Sturgeon just spins it around. Oh, he loops it back into traffic and collects the leader just a little bit. That was what happened there. Oh, we have another yellow flag out, Dave.
Yeah, and this can be timely for all the field, whereas we're nearly halfway right now, so we should see a flurry of pit stops here. be real curious to see if Ryan takes his fasty or not. He's got to have some front end damage, I would think, from that one. We've seen him get into the wall a couple of times. It's got to be something that's on his mind heading into the pits here as he's out running up front. He doesn't want to lose any speed aerodynamically, obviously, on the straightaways. So
I agree with you. I mean, but aero, dirt, they don't really equal each other. You know, they're not. They're not as. It's not as important here on the dirt, right?
it depends on the damage. But yeah, I agree with you.
When we saw the 6 machine there a lap down, but still working the wheel, still able to get it done. So.
And a lot of times with the drivers, Joe, even though it doesn't affect it, it's a mind game, right? You know, you got damage and you're curious to how slow the car is overall, or you may not think you're getting enough out of it.
For sure. Looks like these guys are staying out, Dave.
Yeah, that's an interesting call if that's the case.
Griffith on pit road, Wallace as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the back of the field, there is no reason not to pit.
I mean, you can go a lap down here under caution pretty quickly, though, so that's another reason to think about it. Maybe not.
But not on a tire change, man. I mean,
and I'm sure these guys have practiced, so they know what they can and cannot do here on old tires if it's any issue. I don't know that tire wear is an issue.
yeah, maybe it's not. And maybe the fuel, the way it is as well, maybe set up where they can go the full smash. So we'll see.
We'll see if that 23. They do have the choose rule here, Dave, in this league. They have to choose before the line as they go to 1 to go. As you see, they've all chosen a spot right now. Now, after they cross the line here, they cannot switch their choice.
Yeah, Ryan's going to stay with the bottom. Same things apply as before. If Daniel can stay with him on the restart here and be able to jump it, he can put him in some precarious spots. We did see last time that Ryan kind of caught him sleeping, got out to almost a second lead on the first lap.
Watch that 6 car on the inside. I'm sorry, the 9 car upside down. The 9 car of Zach Wetstein gets into the 54 just a little bit. Wasn't able to clear.
No, and Cody had a huge run there and had to get out of the gas, or he might have been able to pass both of them.
3 wide for second place. You watch that 31 machine of Jonah Colbert. Really trying to make that inside line work. Not going to happen. He's going to slide, Dave. Now you see Zach into the wall. Really wanting that inside line to go, but just not able to go right now. Zach Wetstein into the wall again on the outside. Kind of RC Pro-Am in the entry there. As the 54 now is finally clear of any pressure, and he can start hunting that lead again.
Yeah, and Ryan right back to running his diamonds that we've seen for most of the race. And really, the field has not caught on. Second, third place, not following that line so much at all.
This is the gearbox view from behind Daniel Cunningham, our second place runner. And you just watching him sling it, watching Zach sling it behind him, and those guys all the way through the field behind him as they work the wheels down the front stretch. I actually want to play this.
Another caution, Joe.
Yeah, we do have another caution on track. I don't know who that was again, but we'll try to find it.
I believe that may be Bieber that was involved there. I'm not sure.
We'll pull up our wreckage replay while we go search for this thing. Yeah, I'm not sure, Dave. Nobody was damaged throughout the field. So we did see the 07 get a little bit loose there, but definitely not anything that should have brought out the caution. Maybe it did. He did come kind of back into traffic, but nothing severe. No hard contact. I know I've said it once, I'll say it again. Check out Goat Locker Racing right after this, the ARCA cars. They'll have that on Goat. And yes, Dirt on iRacing does not have a tire wear model. That's what I thought, D, right?
So just race all night on the same tires?
I guess so.
Interesting.
Do not have tire wear yet. And if I remember correctly, I think like in real life, the Xfinity cars when they came here, and even the Cup cars, I don't think they really had much issue with tire wear. It's just not a thing.
Oh, they were ripping through tires.
Were they?
Yeah. But that's mostly because the track was out wet.
Yeah. Yeah, the rain.
What is the gas with these guys? Do you know?
It's 100% fuel.
Okay. Yeah. So they won't have to probably pit it all tonight.
Yep. Third caution. 60 laps in. Not bad. I thought it would have been worse. But, you know, these guys doing actually a pretty good job of wheeling these things. And, you know, being able to get into the wall and get off of it without any incident's been pretty good as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're about to go green flag racing again here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Dirt. And we're going to go static for you on this one. Watch the whole field slide down into turn one. And we got a battle for the lead, D-Right. Zach Wetstein to the inside. He's found a little traction down there, Dave. He might even clear him here. If he can get up. He didn't get up. He's still got a little battle on his hands from that 23, but Zach definitely working the wheel. He's going to slide up in front of the 23. 23 diamonds it off like he's been doing all race long. We got a battle for the lead.
Yeah, Ryan not used to running that bottom line, so going to be difficult for him.
Oh, they touch, but they keep it going straight. But the guys behind them are all over it. They want some of the action too. That 54 machine now of Daniel Cunningham comes into the picture. Every corner I'm hearing the wall, cars hit the wall. I don't know if you guys can hear that on the broadcast or not, but every corner, douche, douche. Zach Wetstein, your new leader. We saw him patient early in this run, and now he's found his groove here at the top as he was able to get by that 23 machine on the low side. But Ryan Pendleton is not going to go away easy, Dave. He's going to keep doing that diamond off and get a run on Zach here.
Yeah, for sure.
Zach's not taking that line. He's keeping it locked up high. Ooh, Ryan with a really good run through the corner there. Caution is out, Dave. We have a big crash here.
75's involved. Chucky Feltz.
Oh, they're looking 3 and 4 wide here at Bristol. That's not going to work, boys. But let's see what happened. It's like the 114 is into the wall at the top here. 31 is sliding through. That's Jonah Colbert. Let's see if Jonah gets into the 114. 114 up on the wall, doing a fine impression of one of my favorite games of all time. He's going to come back in front of Chuck, the peg leg. Going to take him out. He took out the 5 as well. And 5 locks it up, but it's right in the middle of traffic. The 187 is going to get collected. Or the 80s? No, it's 187. And the 6 as well. And things happen so fast here at Bristol. They are just piling in. 88 gets a little bit of it. William Griffith was able to slide through. And now we're seeing a lot of cars on pit road, I think mostly for damage. We'll see. As our leaders actually on pit road getting tires, Dave.
Interesting call.
Zach Wetstein did get some tires there. I don't know if Pendleton did or not. We'll look at the synths after they cross the line, as we were looking at that caution when that happened. Yeah, Nudie, I'm with you. Xfinity cars on dirt, and it's been a heck of a show. I like it. Let's put it in. Yeah, I'll talk to Griffith for sure. Nudie wanting us to get the set from him so we can play with it.
Yeah, maybe that's what we run for the All-Star race this year, you know?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Something different. And by we talk about SC, SRA, some other leagues around the Intensity Broadcasting and ERTV. Also check out Extreme Forces, but don't forget about Goat Locker. They're the sponsor for tonight's race. They'll be broadcasting the ARCA Series next after this, so go check them out.
Where the ARCA Series running tonight, Joe?
I'm not sure. But they'll be on Goat Locker TV and yeah. And Jamie and Pat will be doing their thing in the booth as they broadcast for them.
Lights are off, man.
Lights are off. Not many laps left to make it happen. If you're the 23, you're in the good spot, but wonder if those new tires are going to do anything for Zach Wetstein. Is he sitting there in that 6th spot, Dave? He had just made a pass for the lead, too. Looks like he's getting a decent jump on the high side. See if it does anything for him. See what he can do, if he can drive that car a little bit different than everybody else. Man, he actually wheeled it down around the bottom, Dave. Zach Wetstein coming to the front here with 73 of 100 done. And he's looking for the lead. He is on a rail.
Yeah, it sure seems to look like tires matter.
I would say that they did, but I don't know. Somebody says there's no tire wear.
Maybe he had a lot of
Magic Mike let us know. It's the original Rebels Racing League Flexible Freight Solutions ARCA Series up next. Hey, Mike, do you know where they're racing tonight? And Zach putting on a show for the fans as he's side by side with the 23 of Ryan Pendleton. And Ryan into the wall. That's going to open that door for Zach, but Zach slid it super sideways. He's going to clear, though, up in front of Pendleton. Zach using that cushion to his advantage now as he drives away from Pendleton. So whoever that was in the chat that said that tires didn't matter, I think we just found out it does. And Auto Club will be where the ARCA Series is, and it'll be brought to you by Goat Locker. So there you go.
Nice.
25 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway Dirt. Zach out to a pretty comfortable lead of almost to the second now. As we watch the rest of the field battle behind him, especially for that third spot, Dave. We got a battle going on. Eddie Smith and Jamie Mullins going at it for P3. Now it's for P5, just behind them. Our pole sitter, Cody McKillen, just dropping like a rock right now. The 114 of Travis Bieber, he looks underneath. Logan Sturgeon slow on the inside there as they go around him. And now they're kind of single filed out. As you watch that 06 really work the wheel behind him. Careful getting on that flat spot down there. I'll put you around.
These guys are absolutely wheeling it right now, Joe.
He's cranked all the way to the right on the bottom. It's pretty wild as he slides up in front of Mullins, but he gets the wall right in front of him, Dave. Mullins able to clear back under by him. And now the 31 of Jonah Colbert looks to get under Cody. Zach Wetstein dealing a little bit with some lap traffic. Got around him pretty easily. Now Ryan Pendleton will look to do the same. He passes into second. 19 laps to go here at Bristol. But Pendleton hasn't gone away, Dave. He creeped back into the picture. 0.8785 now back from Zach. And he's actually closing the gap. Just slowly, but doing it. Zach opened it back up there, boy. I'll tell you what, he's a full second ahead of him now. Maybe that lap traffic just slowed him down just enough. Caution is out, D-Right. Daniel Cunningham has crashed. Out. Right here in the 54 machine, we'll watch him. Jamie Mullins in front of him. Oh.
It's unfortunate. Daniel had a good run pretty much all night.
He sure did. Magic Mike. I'm not clicking that link. And Rome Valdez says, come on, bro, you got this. Get back up there. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Pendleton. Julie Hammond says, go Colton, go. For Colton Lanford. Oh, and Rome Valdez is talking about Lanford as well. Zach Wetstein, your leader, though. Ryan Pendleton is going to be given some chase now, Dave. I think that they've kind of evened out on the tire game. We'll see, though, as we get back green flag racing here in a second. Typically in this series, they have the choose rule, so throughout the field, you can choose high or low. Fifth caution of the night, 13 laps to go. Zach Wetstein, your leader. Cody McIlwain right there in that P4. On the outside, he was your pole sitter. Watch out for him here late in this run. We'll see what he can pull off. But all these top 4 or 5 guys have been there the entire night. And they've all chosen their line for this final restart. 12 laps to go. We'll have 11 when we go green. Lights on the pace truck are off.
We got some damaged cars there too, Joe. The 87, the 06, 23's got some damage. Looks like Wetstein's fairly clean. The 31 damaged, 114 damaged. So
that's what I was saying earlier. I don't think damage really matters that much. These guys have been up there all night long, working that wheel left and right and making things happen. So we'll see here, though, D-Right, as we're about to get green flag racing.
Definitely will.
Zach with a decent jump. He's going to slide right up in front of Ryan Pendleton. Ryan into the gas. He's going to look underneath now of Zach Wetstein. Can he make it happen? Door rubbing. A little wiggle from Zach.
These boys are racing.
That's dirt track racing at its finest. Nothing malicious there. That's just how it goes. And now Zach has his work cut out for him.
And a really good jump from Ryan, Joe. That's what we were talking about earlier in the race, to see if Daniel could do that. I mean, Ryan was up front and he could never get the jump with him, but Daniel stayed on that quarter panel and got him into the corner.
And now Pendleton kind of driving away from Zach. Let's see what Zach's got. 9 laps to go. Logan Sturgeon has crashed. We'll see if the caution comes out. Doesn't look like it's going to, as he entered pit lane, so it's going to stay green here. We're going to go on board with Zach as he chases our leader. To the inside he goes. Pendleton a little rub to the wall. Side by side down the front stretches into turns 1 and 2. He'll try it again. Zach really working that low line, not really getting the run off as he needs to get by Ryan here, Dave.
Some really cool shots there. He's going to have it here.
Not clear.
Woo.
And the caution's out, but was Zach in the lead? Looks like, no, it looks like Ryan is right now. We'll see, though.
Yeah, we'll see what the scoring loop says. This is going to change everything, obviously, Joe. This should bring us right down to the GWC here. So we'll see how the shootout ends at Bristol.
The 07 all around. Low into the wall. He's out of traffic, but that's what brought out our caution, I think. Let's look around and see who else was spinning. Looks like Griffith had an incident as well. Maybe. Oh, yeah, there it is. The 114 again. I think that's Travis Bieber. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, he gets into the 54. Trying to get it whipped around. Here comes Griffith. Yeah, you got to hang on to it there and just hold the brake.
Not the wisest move by the Biebs there.
Yep. All right, back to the front. Like you said, D-Right, you might get a little nutty here. Pendleton gave Zach the business on the last restart. Can Zach get that restart back? All right, if you're watching, who you got here at the end? You think Zach's going to get it back? You think Ryan's going to be able to hang on to it? Or are they going to wreck each other and somebody else take this win? Let us know in the chat. I'm monitoring it. Let me know what you think. And you were right, D-Right. It'll be a green-white checker here. Zach will be starting on the outside line. I don't know if he's going to let Ryan get up.
Yeah, again, we talked about it all night. The restart's ever important again, especially this one as we come down to the green-white checker. Zach is going to have to be timing this up correctly and be on Ryan's quarter panel, or he really probably doesn't have a shot, because we've seen Ryan when he's had the lead and on the restarts, he usually gets out to a second lead within a lap. That should be enough distance to clear 2 laps around. And
Josh Smith says, let's go Ryan. So we got one for Ryan. I'm going to say these two get rid of each other. Magic Mike says, let's go Ryan. Let's see what happens here as the pace truck's about to turn left, and we're going green flag racing. Green, white, checker style. Zach with a decent jump, Dave. Ryan didn't get the jump he needed.
Woo! He beat him to the line.
Zach Wetstein around the outside as they scatter behind him. What's Ryan going to do? He slings it, D-Right.
Wow.
He's going to get...
You can't hold it.
No! We're going to have a race to the line. Pendleton by a nose hair. What a wild finish. And a whale of a race. Jonah Colbert coming home third. Eddie Smith fourth, and Andy Kurtz fifth.
Where did that slide speed job come from? We haven't seen speed like that on the low line all night.
Wild finish from these guys. As we watch Ryan burn it down here on the front stretch in that Veterans 48, and the original Rebels will let him know how great he really is here in a second. Here they come, D-Right. Oh, he left without letting him do it. Oh, that's no good. All right.
And we got a demolition derby on the front stretch.
As we do every single Rebels race. That's how they do it. All right, let's talk to our runner-up, Zach Wetstein. Hey, Zach, it's Joe and Dave in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got.
Man, I thought you had it in the bag after that restart, but, buddy, I'll tell you what. That was a slide job Ryan would love to do every single last lap of a race. What'd you see from your spot?
I mean, I didn't much enjoy the caution before that, just getting pinched into the wall and hit my left rear. I mean, I get it's dirt and contact's going to happen, but that was kind of freaking blatant. But it is what it is. I'm glad to finish second in a dirt race, especially when dirt's not my expertise. So I'll absolutely take a second place finish.
Zach, solid run. We've seen you come from kind of mid-pack up and stayed up front. Do agree with you. You probably had the cleanest car coming to that second restart, got out in front. And Ryan was able to get to you on the quarter panel, get up into you a bit, get you out of whack and into the wall there, and took the lead. And then the restart there, excellent jump, almost beat him, I think, back to the line, which was awesome. Were you surprised at the amount of speed he got on the low line there in that final corner?
No, I was going to try to cross over, and there wasn't enough grip. I mean, you were able to do that using that bottom. You could slide up. There was some grip down where rubber wasn't laid down, and so you could kind of use that to rotate your front tires enough to slide up onto that high line. I just tried to do a crossover move and didn't work out.
Well, anyways, runner-up's not bad, Zach, so good job. And we'll see you again next week here in the Extreme Xfinity Series.
Appreciate
Jonah Colbert. I get to talk to you 2 weeks in a row. It's Joe and Dave in the booth today. And man, you weren't near the front most of the night. You were hiding there about 5th or 6th most of the night, and then all of a sudden you come away with a podium. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I was just hanging on, trying to survive. I'm not typically a dirt guy. I mean, I have a lot of fun on dirt, and I feel like I can control my car, but I don't ever feel like I have speed. And that's kind of how I felt tonight. I was just kind of riding around, hanging on, trying to see if I could learn anything. And once the track got really slick, it was just kind of, follow the leader for a little bit. And then I noticed the bottom really opened up on 3 and 4 there, and I was kind of saving it for the late cautions, and it kind of worked out in my favor. And so on the last lap, I just sent it down to the bottom, and it stuck, and was able to sneak in 3rd. So I'll take it.
Jonah, talk us through the last restart there. You were in, I think, 4th or 5th. Did you think that you might have a chance with the way those two up front were racing each other coming to the second and last caution?
Yeah, on dirt in this car with how slick it was, anything could have happened. I mean, the top 5 could have wrecked out. I mean, that's how slick it was. It was a handful, and like I said, I restarted 5th, and I was looking at all that fresh dirt down on the bottom 3 and 4, and that was my only hope for anything to happen. And it stuck down there. And Eddie followed me through. He was right on my bumper. I think I held him up a little bit, but it was a good run.
Yeah, awesome finish. Way to go, Jonah. Get to talk to you 2 weeks in a row. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again next week. You got anybody you want to shout out before I let you roll out?
I just want to give a shout out to Logan Sturgeon. He has been the Xfinity commissioner for the first 2.1 seasons, and he's finally given it up, and I'm going to be picking up his duty from here on out. And this was his idea to run Dirt Bristol, and I'm glad that he did it because it was a lot of fun. It's probably one of the most fun races I've ever been in, and I was surprised at how clean this race was, considering most of us are not used to racing on dirt. So, and just a shout out to all the other drivers, man, for putting on such a good show and keeping it clean tonight. It was really fun.
Yeah, I think D. Wright and I agree with you wholeheartedly. It was fun to watch, and man, that finish was one for the storybooks. So go ahead and watch that thing back, Jonah. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
And last but certainly not least, our slide job and winner, Ryan Pendleton. Ryan, you came into here with the only A license in dirt in the field. Did you think this thing was yours from the get-go or what?
Oh, I don't know about that. This league has a ton of really good drivers. I know they focus mostly on oval asphalt, but I've ran in their dirt league on Tuesday nights, and I know they got plenty of guys that can run on dirt.
Ryan, really a strong run on light. We've seen you up front all night, and I was talking with Joe on all of the restarts pretty much, whether you were in first, which was for most of them, and then a couple of them you were outside or on second of it. Talk us through how important that was, and then specifically the last one when Zach got a pretty good jump on you and almost beat you to the line in that move coming through on the second to last corner with the slide job. We haven't seen speed down there all night. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I had a blast up there running with Zach. I hope he had a good time too. I told my teammate was behind me, and I said, hey, if I don't beat him off this restart, I'm going to have to throw a pretty aggressive slide job, which is what ended up happening. And he raced me clean. We battled back and forth, but I knew I was going to have to try to slide up in front of him and try to block any crossover that he had there, and it just happened to work out for me.
Yeah, it was an awesome finish. Anybody you want to shout out, Ryan? I know you might have some people out there that were watching. I know a bunch of them were shouting you out in the broadcast here.
Absolutely. First of all, shout out Original Rebels for putting on the league. Appreciate you guys for broadcasting. And then huge shout out to Veterans 48. Right now we're doing a huge fundraiser for those guys. It's a veteran nonprofit that helps out veterans in a lot of ways. I got them on the car tonight. Thursday night, Goat Locker Truck Series. We're doing a big fundraiser, so passing the word on that. And then everyone at Goat Locker Racing, Pat and Jamie, Gill Insurance and Visors, G2D Trailers, Travis Lee Creative, and just everyone part of that team. So huge shout out to them, and I appreciate everyone shouting me out. I know my mom and dad are watching tonight, so shout out to them.
Absolutely. Ryan, are you a veteran yourself?
I am, yes.
Yeah, thank you for your service, my friend.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Good job. All right, D. Wright. Well, that was a quick one. A lot less cautions than I thought we would have had, and what a finish. I mean, those guys putting on a show for us here in the booth for sure. Definitely giving us something to talk about.
Yeah, it was really fun. Glad to join tonight. Great crew racing and really racing clean pretty much all night, which is tough to do with these cars and this tire model on this track. Not a lot of these guys, as you talked about, are dirt racers. So I'm sure this is a one-off for this series and the schedule. But really awesome job by them. Great show, great finish. And congrats to Ryan, was really strong all night.
Absolutely. And we've concluded our broadcast here at Bristol Motor Speedway 100 laps in the Extreme Xfinity Series fueled by Goat Locker Racing. Go check out Goat Locker Racing as they're going into ARCA cars. And what did I say, California, Dave?
Auto Club, yep.
Oh, I might have to go try to sneak into that race because, man, that's my place.
Well, get me a slip if that's the case.
All right, for Intensity Broadcasting, I'm Joe Wright. Tonight I was joined by my bro, D Wright, and we'll check you guys again on Monday night as we go racing with the ARCA ARCA series, right? Is it ARCA? No, it's not ARCA.
It is with the Extreme Forces.
Extreme
Monday
Forces.
Night Mayhem.
Monday
they
Night
roll
Mayhem.
through 3 different cars, and
That's
I
right.
believe it is ARCA this week. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think we skipped ARCA. I think we're back to the Wheel and Modifieds this week here at Bristol. But I don't know. We'll check it. We'll let you know. For Intensity Broadcasting, as Atlee Atman, we